Hello viewers, welcome to this video lecture series on C programming. In this session I shall discuss few examples using the operators. So till now in my previous sessions I have explained the different operators. So when we are trying to use in an expression a combination of such operators, how to evaluate such expressions. Here I have written a program wherein I am using the pre-increment operators, a combination of pre-increment operators only. First I'll run the program and show you the output, then I'll explain you the logic, right? So I'll run the program. Now I got the output as 16. So how did we get the value for a as 16? Let me explain to you. In this program we have first declared a as 6. Okay, this is the initial value that is assigned to 6, and then we are writing what an expression as a equal to plus a plus a. So here you have one pre-increment operation, here you have one more pre-increment operation, and you are using the add operation here in between these two. So according to the precedence, always increment operations have got, whether it is pre-increment or post-increment, first increment or decrement operators have got higher priority over the addition operator. So we have to evaluate this. Now what is the value for a? A is initially assigned to 6. So in the memory, what is that? This is the memory location. Initial value stored is 6. Now if 6 is there and the very first operation that is here is pre-increment. Pre-increment, what does it says? You increment the value for a. Increment the value for a and later assign it to the variable. So only just you are going to increment the value. So once you increment the value, the new value for a becomes 7. In my previous video also I have shown you such examples. Normally whatever is the current value of a, I'll write here. Okay, and below this sub expression I was writing the value that is getting assigned to the variable. Now I am not writing because it is a pre-increment. Pre-increment, as always, assignment has to be done at the end. Now I'll move to the next sub expression. The next sub expression is also having what? Plus a, that is pre-increment. Once again increment the value for a and then assign it. So what you will do? Yes, you will increment the value for a. Now the new value of a has become 8. Okay, assign it. Now you don't have any further sub expressions, so assign it. You are just assigning whatever value is there. I am writing for my convenience like this only below the sub expression. Now I am assigning here 8. So whatever is the latest update value, that has to get assigned. So you have assigned here to the sub expression. Same way you have to assign it to the previous sub expression, because we had not assigned earlier to the previous sub expression. Always we have to carry out this assignment only at the end. Once you complete all the sub expressions consisting of pre-increment operation, then you carry out the assignment. So we have assigned now here. Okay, so this 8 and this 8, and in between is what? The plus operation. So 8 plus 8 is how much? 16. So this new value of 16 gets stored in a. Now the new value is what? 16. So your value in the printf statement, printf will fetch this value from the memory location and it will print a equal to 16. So this is what is in the output also. You are seeing here, when we executed this program we got a equal to 16. This is how you have to carry out the evaluation. So hope it is clear to you all. I shall explain one more example now. You should be knowing first what the precedence among the operators and carry out accordingly. We shall see the next example here. So we shall see the next example here. Once again in this program I have made use of certain expressions consisting of the operators, and which operators I have made use and how to evaluate, all those things I will be explaining. First let me just show you the output. I'll execute this program, run. Okay, now in this we wanted to print the value for x, y, a and b. We got the output. Now how did we get this output? I'll explain the logic. Got is, see, first thing I wanted to tell you is we have used 4 variables here, fine, and x is initialized to 8, y is equal to 0, a and b are used to store the final value of those evaluated expressions. So totally 4 variables we have. So what is the first expression? This statement you just look, that same statement I'll write here. We have a equal to plus y, logical OR operator, plus x. So this is the value. Now what exactly how to evaluate this expression? So the previous one example already I told you about the pre-increment operation. Pre-increment is what? Just increment the value. Don't assign it in the beginning itself. Assign only after you evaluate all the sub expressions. So here we have 2 sub expressions, logical OR with. Okay, these 2 expressions are having the logical OR operator in between. Initial value of y, what is that we have given in the program y is equal to 0. Now I'll just show you the memory locations also. See, like this way it will we have 4 variables. So x is how much? Initially stored as 8, y is initially stored as 0, and a and b we need to write down the value. So once we start evaluating the expression, plus y is the first sub expression. Increment the value for y by 1. So when we increment the value for y by 1, y becomes 1 now. Okay, the new value of y is 1. Now this one is, I'll write it here. Okay, then logical or with what expression? 1, logical or with plus x. Fine. Now I need to evaluate this, but remember this is a logical OR operation. What does logical OR operation says? If the result of the first operation is 1, whatever may be the result of the other operation, whether it is 0 or 1, the result will be 1 in logical OR operation. I mean to say here, if now the present value of y is 1, no, 1 OR with 0, what you will get? 1. 1 OR with 1, what you will get? 1 only. So when you are getting the result as 1 only, whether the second sub expression value is 0 or 1, then you don't have to evaluate the second expression, whatever may be the, see, we'll have only 2 possibilities. Either you may get 0 or you may get 1, but finally what is that value? The value will be 1 only. So that particular value no need to evaluate. So x value will remain as it is only 8, but y value is becoming now 1. So this y value has become 1, and then finally this 1 gets assigned to a, and that value of a becomes 1 in the program. So now we have got the value of x, y, a. Still we need to evaluate the value for b. So let us do for b, and in b, see, this is what is the expression for b. B equal to minus y logical or plus x. You have here the pre-decrement operation. Pre-decrement is what? Decrementing the value by 1 and then assigning it. So same way we'll carry out. What is the current value of y now? Current value of y is 1. Now this 1, when you decrement it, it becomes 0. So the new value of y is becoming 0. That means I'll write it here. Once again you just check the next sub expression, we don't have to evaluate. If your first sub expression value is 0, when you carry out the logical AND operation with the other sub expression, the other sub expression may have the value as 1 or may have the value as 0. In both the situations, the logical AND will give the result as 0 only. So for us, no need to evaluate. Whatever is the value here 0, this 0 will get assigned to the variable b. So we'll get b equal to 0. So now you just see what output we got. We got x equal to 8. Yes, we are having 8. Y equal to 0. Yes, y is equal to 0. A equal to 1. Yes, a equal to 1. B equal to 0. B equal to 0. This is how you need to carry out the. So what main important points you need to remember here is, first, in this given expression, pre-decrement and pre-increment, or post increment or post decrement, they have the higher precedence over the logical OR operators and logical AND operators. Basically, increment and decrement operators have got higher precedence over the logical operators. So that's why you will be evaluating first the sub expressions, and then you will perform what? The logical AND or logical OR operation, whatever is given in the program. So this is how you are going to write the result. See the next example in this. So this is the program here. I shall first run the program, show you the output, then explain the logic. Now just check here the output, what you got, x equal to 0. X is how much? You got as 0. Next, suppose if I am changing any point of time, this plus 6 as 8. Okay, I am just changing one value here in the expression. Okay, I have changed previous value which was 6 to 8. Let me execute. So I am getting now the value x equal to 1. I will explain you both these cases. Now let me just retain back the previous value x. What is that previous value? It was 6 or any other number, but not 8. Once we execute this value, we are getting x equal to 0. Now I'll explain you the logic. What is the expression? See, first thing is, remember, we want to write the value for x. X is used here. What will be the value for x after you evaluate this expression? 8 modulus operator. Let me start writing from here. X equal to 8 mod 9 equal to 8 mod 4 plus 6. This is the expression. How do you evaluate? First check which are the different operators. We have the mod operator, we have the equal to operator, then we have the addition operator and assignment. Definitely this you don't have to worry, this has got the last precedence. So you have to check what are the different operators that are there in this expression towards your right hand side. So you know that mod operator is having the higher precedence over the other two operators, which is equal to and plus. If you try to give the ranking for this precedence level, first it goes to the mod operator, then you have the addition, then you have the equal to. So this is the sequence you need to follow here in order to evaluate the expression. So 8 modulus 9. Now if you carry out this 8 mod of 9, definitely it is not divisible, and what answer you will get? 8. Okay. Now after you evaluate this expression, the next sub expression you need to evaluate, because this has got the highest priority, mod operator. So we'll write here as it is. Then next check 8 mod of 4. Yes, it is divisible by 2, and mod always gives you the remainder. So when you divide these two numbers, you are going to get what? 0. So 0. Then what is the remaining expression? Plus 6 you write down as it is. Next is what? The addition operator. So 0 plus 6 is what? 6. Whether now you have to do this equal to operator. Whether 8 is equal to 6? No, it is false. If it is false, the program will give you the output either in terms of 1 or 0, 1 for true and 0 for false. So now 8 is not equal to 6, it is false. So if it is false, the output will be what? 0. So that is why the value for x becomes 0 here, and this is what we got. When I executed second time the same program, I changed this value 6 to 8. Suppose if I change this 6 to 8, what will happen? Here you will get 8, then here you will get 8. 8 is equal to 8, true, fine, and the value for x will become what now? 1. So that time you will get x equal to 1. So this is how you need to evaluate the expressions. So let us see the next example now. In this example, we have two expressions and we are using 4 variables. Let me first run the program, then I'll explain you the logic. So here we wanted to see what values these 4 variables hold. So output what we got is a equal to 1, b equal to 0, c equal to 1 and d equal to 1. So let us see how these variables are getting these values. Let me explain you the logic. So 4 variables are there, a, b, c and d. Initial value for a and b is assigned to 1, 1. C and d you need to find out. C and d depends on these two sub expressions. What is the first sub expression? C equal to plus plus a logical OR with b plus plus. Plus plus a, it is a pre-increment operator. So pre-increment is first increment the value and then assign it at the end. So incrementing the value of a by 1, a is already 1, now it will become what? 2. So the new value for a is 2, logical OR with b plus plus. Now the next sub expression you need to evaluate, but before that you just check here the value for the first sub expression, it is 2. 2 is what? A non-zero value. Non-zero value is like a true here. So true logical OR with b plus plus. Now whatever may be the value for b plus plus, whether it is true or false, since you have the operator logical OR, the final value will be true only. So the final value will be true. No need to evaluate the second sub expression, because you may get either true or false. Even if you get true or even if you get false, the final result will be true only. So C value will be true. In Boolean constant, you are writing C equal to 1. So C value becomes now 1. What about D? D you need to evaluate. D expression is D equal to B minus minus logical ANDed with minus minus A. So b minus minus is what? Post decrement. Post decrement, first use the current value, then later increment it. So now we are not incrementing, just making use the current value. Current value is 1. We'll write 1 logical ANDed with what is that next expression? Minus minus a. Minus minus a is what? It is a pre-decrement. Pre-decrement is first decrement the value and then assign it. So we have to first only decrement the value. Present value is 2, the new value of a becomes 1. So now you are having for the second x sub expression the value as 1. So 1 logical ANDed with 1, it is 1 only, it is true. So the d value becomes now 1. Once you get the value for d equal to 1, you should not stop here, because you have one more step pending, because this expression is having what? The post decrement operator. Post decrement operation says that first use the current value, then you decrement at the end. Now we have completed the expression, so at the end we need to decrement it. Current value which was 1 now will become 0, decrement. That's why b value becomes 0. In the previous one, though there was a post increment operator, why we did not update the value for b is we did not carry out this sub expression evaluation only. So for us it was not required to update the value for b in this case. But here it is required because for logical AND operation we have to evaluate both the expressions here and here, both b minus minus and minus minus a. And definitely b minus minus, which was the first expression, it has to be completed at the end. That decrement step was pending, so we performed the decrement step at the end and we got the value for b as 0. So finally you can check what output you got. A is 1, yes, a is 1 here. B, it is 0, b is 0. C is 1, yes, c is 1. D is 1, d is 1. So this is how you need to understand these kind of expressions. Let us see the next example. In this example, we are making use of 3 variables a, b, I. We want to see finally what the values these 3 variables hold. Let me first run the program, then I'll explain you the logic. So we got the values as 1, 4 and 5. That means in the printf statement, we wanted to print the value for a, b and I. So a value is 1 and b equal to 4 and I equal to 5. Let me explain the logic now. So we have how many variables? 3 variables. So let me write the memory locations here, a, b and I. A, b and I. Initial value for I is given here, it is 4, whereas a and b you need to find out, and also we need to check whether the value of I gets changed after the execution. What are the different statements here? First statement is int b equal to I plus plus. Second statement is a equal to 24 logical operator b. So these 2 statements I shall explain. First statement in this program is int b equal to I plus plus. Current value of I is what? I is 4. Now in the statement it is b is assigned to what? I plus plus. I plus plus is a post increment operator. Post increment operator is first use it and then increment it. So whatever is the value for I, which is 4 now presently, you need to use it. Means the b value becomes 4 now. Later you increment it. So this is what I had written in my previous one of the videos. Use it and increment it for post increment. Whereas for pre increment, first increment it and then use it. So now it is a post increment operator. First use it means assign it to this variable. Now b value becomes 4. So I'll update here in the memory. Now presently what is that? B value is 4. Next you have to increment the value for I by 1. So I value becomes 5 now. This is about the first statement. So next statement is what? A equal to 24 logical operator b. Okay, 24 is what it is, and moreover, as I said, whenever you are having logical operators in an expression, the final value will be either in terms of true or false, that is 1 or 0. This expression has got only 24 here, so 24 is a non-zero value, it is true logical or with the value for b. B is 4 here in this case, but as per the rule for evaluation, whenever a logical operator is involved, okay, if the first sub expression is resulting in a value as true, then no need to consider or check even the second expression value. So in this case, whether it is true or false, both of them is going to give the final value as true only, because logical operator says that true is true, false is true, okay, false true is true, false is false. Only if the first expression is true, okay, then definitely the final value is true only. Only when you get here false, then you need to check what will be the value from the second sub expression. Presently we got the first sub expression value as true, so whether the second expression value is true or false, your final answer will be true only. So in this case it is true, and in terms of Boolean constant, true is what? 1. So a value is 1 now. Fine. This is how you need to evaluate the expression. You can check here, a is 1, in the output also we got a equal to 1. B is 4, yes, in the output we got b equal to 4. I is 5, so in the output you got I equal to 5. So this is how you need to evaluate an expression. Hope the explanation is clear to you all. If you find this session useful, you please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Bye bye and take care.